The record mode. All right, y'all. Kelz here. Welcome back to Keeping It Real with Kelz, where we talk about soft life, real lessons built the hard way. Today is going to be my first interview session where we just talk about life. We talk about how people are, dealing with entrepreneurship and dealing with life and how they're balancing, how we're finding softness and peace and positivity, and, just how we're getting through the struggles of every day. And today we are here with Shawna, and I'm going to let her introduce herself and her business, and we'll just roll into a conversation from there.
So I'm Shawna. I do full body waxing and sometimes facials. A little bit about me. I'm a fun, outgoing person. I love to, make people laugh. I try to be as goofy as possible. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much, a little inside of me.
Yes, you are goofy. That's one of the reasons I really wanted to bring her on, is for her positivity. Y'all need to make sure you follow her social media. I'll be sure to put it below in the, caption or whatever. We'll tag her. Shout your, what's your business name?
Carday's Wax Studio.
Carday's Wax Studio. So we'll put that down, and make sure you guys follow her, because like I said, she is hilarious. She is on social media every day, no matter what she's going through, smiling, laughing, making jokes. She's a hustler. I always see her, in here with clients. So I just want to know more about how you got into your business, and then we'll talk about how you're, keeping up on things.
Okay, so a little bit about how I got into my business is, so I struggled with ingrowns real bad, and I always thought, I want to fix this. I want to fix this. Because like I said, I was one of those girls that was insecure to wear bikinis and stuff like that. And it was just I have to do something about this. So I started going to European Wax Center. Not going to speak on them. But
we'll focus on the positive.
Literally. Then I found the waxer, loved her down. She was super sweet. Shout out to the Peach Pot. Love her. I just got into waxing through that. She just was so informative, telling me about it, how it could change my bikini area, just following certain aftercare protocols and stuff like that. And that's kind of what pushed me into going to school. Also, me losing my sister was a big thing. She was a biggest role model for me, and that made me want to, change my life, alter my life, and push it towards something more positive.
How old was your sister?
She passed away at, I believe, 27-ish. Oh, wow. So she was super young when she passed away as well.
Yeah, prime of her life and everything. So you really got to see her grow up. And,
and I was always that little annoying little sister, always in her clothes, always into something, bothering her.
Well, I know, we've talked before a little bit about how every day, you kind of think about her. And so that's definitely a driving force. And then of course, I know, you also have a daughter.
And she's a big thing too. She's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
Every time I feel like giving up when it comes to my business or just in life in general, I just think of my daughter. Yeah. And I think I can't let that little girl down. She deserves the world, and I plan on giving it to her.
Yeah, I guess. How old is she?
She's 3.
And how long has your business been open?
About almost 3 years.
That's crazy how we get that push and that force. I know I've said before, my son was kind of where I shifted. You feel a shift happens.
It just gives you this drive that's just undescribable.
Yeah, it does. I know people that have kids probably can agree that something just, it's a switch. I don't know, I guess usually for the good for most of us, I think. I know you also have been kind of dealing with your relationship, and you've kind of
going through craziness with relationships,
postpartum.
That too, postpartum was a big thing. Just dealing with depression on top of postpartum, it's kind of hard to keep pushing, but it's you got to find that you got to find that positivity and use that to be the center of your motivation.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I guess you can't sit around and cry about it, because you said, your sister, what would she want you to do every day?
She will not want me crying. She'll be get up.
Yeah,
go,
get to
go
work.
Do something.
Yeah.
Go put out your positivity into the world my little goofy self that I am.
Yeah, I love that. And then your daughter, as she gets older, she'll be able to watch that too. And,
definitely.
Have the same role model type
And I
thing.
want her to be one of those girls that's not in competition, because we all can work together. It's enough money in the industry for everybody. to grow and, work together.
Yeah, and you are busy with waxing, and I know you also sometimes do construction for me part-time, and for other people, little handy woman work. I love that. How'd you get into that?
So I met a guy and he taught me basically everything I knew about construction, worked for him for a little bit, then kind of just ventured off on my own and started finding projects of my own. Then, of course, doing projects for you.
Yeah.
So it was just something fun. Like construction, I'm not sitting down. I'm always moving. And I feel like I got ADHD. So me personally, I'm always just need something to do.
And being willing to learn the skills. Like once you have those skills, you can use them, like you said, for whoever and whenever it pops up. And that's really cool. So how did we meet, actually?
From social media. Yeah, I had found you on Marketplace, end up saying, hey, I need a suite, and been here ever since.
Yeah, you've been here since the beginning of the first expansion. So it's been a little over a year. You've been in that expansion, and then when the next expansion, she moved right over and picked her room, and then now she's back over at this building because we added more rooms again. So how has that been, like being here and being in both buildings and the environment?
Both buildings are amazing. Like I tell you all the time, you're amazing landlord. And you make sure your tenants feel like family. Like you really go the extra mile to promote us and do stuff that normal landlords would not do. Like they could care less about promoting their tenants or making sure that their tenants are succeeding. And you go the extra mile for that.
Well, thank you. I do.
And it's definitely appreciated.
Well, I'm glad. So what suite are you in now? Do you remember your number since you just moved?
So I am in 212 now. So if you guys want to come see me, come see me.
Yeah, come see her for waxing.
Yes.
And you're going to be here for the grand opening, the grand opening. And
which is the 19th, right?
17th. I've been saying 17th. the 19th 100 times. Yeah, I've because it's actually a Sunday, the 17th. But for
so that's when the pop-up is then?
The 17th. Okay. So we're going to do the pop-up and the re-grand on the same day. So you have to come up and bring your card and make sure you're giving stuff out. But let's get back to you and your strengths. And I just want to know, what do you feel like has been the hardest part in entrepreneurship and motherhood and balancing everything?
I would say staying consistent, dealing with, not only being a mother, but running a business and then still, trying to work outside of that.
Yeah.
It's hard to find time to be consistent. But here lately, I've been determined. I even started a 30-day challenge of me posting 30 days consistently.
I love that.
And no matter if I look crazy, no matter what's going on, I'm posting. I
like that.
I started this challenge because consistency was the biggest thing that is, it's hard to stay consistent. Yeah. Especially when you got a lot going on or just, going through your emotions or if you're dealing with stuff. And then, we still be grieving. Grief never goes away. So it pops up, comes. It's just you gotta find that consistency within all of that. Yeah,
that makes sense. Kind of create a routine in something, no matter what it is. Even if everything else is up and down, find something that you can do routine. I like that. I just saw somebody was doing every day they were going to write down something that they were felt happy about, and they just made a little post-it note and they're today this is something I'm happy about, and I was that's kind of cool. Even just posting something like that or just getting online and posting for your business, I think that's great for consistency. Now you talked about jobs outside of here, so let's talk a little bit about what other hustles you do, and because that adds to your balance on your plate.
So like I said, I do construction. I also help out friends at their restaurants, and then I also dance. So I still am a midnight ballerina from time to time.
Well, you're young,
and it definitely helps. I feel especially when you got a lot on your plate and you're trying to keep everything afloat.
Yeah, it's just another hustle under your belt. And, nowadays it's kind of not looked down upon. Back in my day, age myself, it was
shamed.
Woo-wee. And I remember once I had a student when I was in Seattle, and I had mentioned to her that I danced back in the day in Atlanta, and she was like, oh, that is so cool. And that was the first time anybody had ever responded that way. And I said, oh, the times are changing. And I know it's still kind of some people look down upon it, but
Yeah.
you know, honestly, I
But
think
not
it's
as
cool.
much as back then.
Yeah, and it's, you know, you can make it what you want nowadays. It doesn't have to be, you know, such like a seedy type or whatever the word, you know, we'd want to use. But yeah, I think
Especially
that's
if you
cool.
don't get yourself trapped up in there.
Yeah, stay
As long as
focused.
you gotta, like you said, stay focused and have a strong mindset. You can get in there, use that as to grow. Like I know girls, like I said, that are nurses, have got degrees off of dancing, and it's a really good step if you're focused. I'll say.
You find clients in there?
Sometimes.
I say that'd be a good place. Maybe you need to bring your wax file. You can look up the walls on that and see if you can do some mobile.
But I definitely promote in the club. Like I'm always telling girls, if you need a wax, I'm like, see, if you were not shaving, you could be getting a wax and only coming once a month. You know, telling them all the good benefits that they can get from it, especially as a dancer. Because you want your bikini line to be smooth.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly, because you're, you know, in a bikini.
A lot of women struggle with that. I remember struggling with that myself. I just like trim now. But yeah, waxing is definitely like, it's really, when you're good at it, it is a great career. So if you could talk to yourself when you first started in the industry and, you know, just became a mother and you just started your business and you were in your first suite, what would you tell yourself?
To focus on myself. Don't compare. Like a lot of young entrepreneurs get in the game comparing themselves to everyone around them, and they could have been in the game for 10 years. So of course they're going to have 200 plus clients coming on a consistent basis. You got to be patient and give yourself grace. Because that's the biggest thing. I was so worried about comparing myself to this waxer, that waxer, and it never gave me time to focus and figure out what my niche is and what is going to draw clients to me. Because I could steal someone's, you know, way of doing things all day long, but that's how they were getting clients. That doesn't mean how I'm going to get clients by taking their way. So I would definitely say, you know, focusing more on myself and just giving myself that push.
I think that's great. Well, that's really good advice for everybody. I think that, and I think my last episode, I was talking about how like we are our own like main character. Like everybody is a main character in their own world, and all you can really do is focus on like your own choices, your days, how you show up each day, and I think you're a testament to that. So that's really cool.
Yes.
Very cool. So what are you working towards right now?
Really just growth. Like I said, being more consistent. Like I plan on, you know, growing way more this year than what I've grown, because I know I can do way more. I'm going to be more focused now. Now that I have a lot out my way, certain people out my life now, it's going to be easier to build my brand even more and put my all into it, like I should have been doing from the jump.
Well, and you know, when your kids are really young, it's a good time to build. And then also, you know, you had a few years where you kind of, I know you said you went through like the postpartum and stuff. I went through that too. It took me forever. And I know you mentioned it took a while for you. So now you're kind of like on this like but that roller coaster, I think, is at like a more of a plateau. Like you're at a good spot. Like you're not like this, you know, and you've kind of learned like to like buckle the seatbelt, you know, and hold on to the sides. Yeah, maybe you've been on this roller coaster a few times, so now you're like, you know, I just see you really like going forward, and I love it. So I'm proud of you.
I plan on being so much more focused this year. Like I don't want to party. I don't want to do nothing. I just want to be focused. Like all my friends, all they want to do is party now. This is the year.
Because how old are you?
I'm 24.
Yeah, you're still at that. But you're at that cusp. And if you just keep staying focused, you'll be ahead. You know what I mean?
And that's what I want to be. Everybody's going to be in a few years wondering why I'm at where I'm at. It's because when everybody was worried about partying, I was worried about trying to retire by 30.
Exactly. Hey, why not? Why not? And do things you want to do. I love that. Well, I appreciate you being here. Do you have any final thoughts?
I really don't have anything to say, but guys, stay focused. Anything you put your mind to, you can do.
Cool.
For sure.
Well, like I said, everybody make sure you go follow her, Carday's Wax Studio, Miss Shawna.
Instagram and TikTok.
Yep, definitely. Her TikTok, I think, is where it starts, but she filters it over. So make sure you go follow her. We'll put her below. Thank you guys for being here, and we'll see you next time.
Alrighty.
Awesome. Give me a hug.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh.
Now that